All right, guys, this is ParallaxWorldMedia, and I'm bringing a mixtape review over Institution, a mixtape by Kodak Black. Dropped right before the world really knew his name, coming out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Kodak was set to showcase to the world his versatility and creativity as an artist. Kodak proved on this project he was a storyteller with something to say. Even with legal troubles, setbacks, and real-life struggles, he painted his pictures vividly through his words and gave us a glimpse into his world. Before the headlines started speaking louder than his music, before the fame and superstardom, Institution showed whether you liked him or not, Kodak was real as it gets and wasn't going anywhere. Before the plaques and viral moments, Kodak Black was just Lil Black from Golden Acres, the 1800 block of Pompano Beach, Florida, a public housing project he still wears like a badge of honor, whether through his music or the iced out chain swinging from his neck. Kodak started rapping at the age of 6, rapping in elementary school, recording his first songs in the local trap house. His name Kodak Black was born when he joined Instagram in 2013, a blend of his childhood nickname and the vision he had for himself beyond the block. By 2013, he dropped Project Baby, his first mixtape. A year later, December 25th, 2014, his second tape, Heart of the Projects. Skirt, his leading single on that project, and No Flocking, a song he uploaded on YouTube. A video, as we all know, is still iconic to this day. Followed up, and both lit the internet up. He gained greater attention once Drake posted a video dancing to Skirt on his jet on Instagram and played No Flocking on his OVO Sound radio. Just like that, Kodak went from local legend to national buzz. Those songs went platinum, but more importantly, he was able to capitalize on his success. XXL Freshman, a deal signed with Atlantic. He then found himself releasing what we're discussing today, his third mixtape, Institution. Focused, raw, hungry, he rapped like he had something to prove, and Institution was his proof. A street poet with a southern drawl, turning hard-learned lessons into verses that hit like truths. The production on Institution feels like it was crafted specifically for Kodak's story. It echoed his life, matched his hunger. It spoke the same language as his pain and ambition. Kodak's voice is an instrument on its own. Raw, distinctive, gritty, soulful, and unpolished in the best way. The beat lets him be versatile, whether he's harmonizing in a way that feels offbeat but still perfect, or letting his slurred and bleak cadence spill over on the track. His delivery is always felt before it's understood. The production on this tape made sure of that. Kodak had a wide lineup of producers behind this tape, from 808 Mafia, Youngland, Ben Billion, Skip on the Beat, Vinyls, Double AA, Drum Dummy, and Cassius J, all bringing their own flavor. That's what made this project so dynamic, man. These weren't just beats, they were environments. I mean, they were backdrops to the life Kodak was rapping about. You can hear the southern bounce throughout, but it's mixed with more than that. Like, there's acoustic strings, soulful samples, and even G-Funk vibes. The beats never tried to outshine them. They walked with them for sure. They matched this message. This wasn't mainstream playlist ready rap. This was underground pressure, raw and honest, with no attempt to sugarcoat the moment he was living through. And that's what gave Institution his edge. It wasn't just about music. It was his testimony. Now let's break down the songs on this project. This project has about 24 songs, which I believe is a bit too much, especially with no features. I honestly almost enjoy every record on the tape, but some seem to feel and sound the same, which is redundant. I think it should be about 14 to 16 tracks. So I'm going to break down 14 songs I personally like the most and the popular fan favorites on this project to do this review. From the Ugly, Kodak opens the mixtape with raw honesty. From the Ugly isn't just the name, it's the setting. The beat is minimal, cold, just enough to let Kodak talk his truth. He paints the picture of someone who's made it out, but not without scars. It's a tone setter. Hollywood, this one feels like love letter to his block. Hollywood is gritty but proud. He's putting his hood on the map without glamorizing it. The way he rides the beat, you can tell he's both shaped by his environment and rising above it. His charisma is effortless here. He sounds hungry but in control. Boss My Life Up, one of my personal favorites. A motivational anthem, Kodak style. This isn't flashy boss talk. It's just about progress from the mud. He's learning, growing, and making moves without losing touch with who he is. The hook is catchy, the verses are reflective, and you can hear the hunger, but also a little hope. If You Ain't Riding, one of the most emotional tracks on the tape. Kodak speaks on loyalty, trust, and betrayal. His voice cracks with emotion. It's not perfect, but that's what makes it a hit. The production is mellow, and he lets the beat breathe while getting personal. It's poetry wrapped in pain. I Miss You is one of the most heartfelt moments on the project. Kodak's vulnerability is front and center here. He's rapping to someone who's either gone or locked up. It's not just a track, it's a letter. The production leans into the melancholy and Kodak floats with the sincerity. Institution. album title, central theme. Kodak raps with emotion and harmonizes as a story. He's writing a female back home while he's locked up. In this song, he expresses how he feels day to day inside of jail, detailing what he's going through mentally and physically while being stuck in the system and trying to break free. He also describes his love and the need for support while going through this tough time. Man, a great record, man. This is Kodak in his rawest form. And I mean, like, this is one of the best songs on the mixtape. You know, it's a popular fan favorite as well. Deep in the Streets, a trap confessional. Kodak reflects on his deep, embedded life. Too deep to turn back, but he's also self-aware. He knows the risks. This isn't flex rap. This is the sound of a kid who's seen too much too soon, trying to make sense of it. Sticky One, another one of my personal favorites. Reflective record. Kodak raps about how he's been in dire situation. Uses it as a way to describe a myriad of lessons he's learned. He starts off detailing how he felt lost in the way, but lives for his family to be good. And also mentions signing with the Atlantic in his record. He goes into feelings with the streets and how he tries to balance all of it. The beat is bouncy and southern, and Kodak just slides, man. One of the deepest records on the tape. You know, definitely a lot of that on the tape, man. It's definitely emotion and just shows his raw and his versatility, man. I mean, Kodak is a GOAT, man. Definitely in his early days, for real. This Life, a sobering moment on the tape. Kodak steps back to look at the bigger picture, his past, present, and uncertain future. He's venting here. The verses are filled with loss, lessons, and a little flashes of clarity. It's like he's rapping from a place of isolation, but still reaching out. Like That, this one's slick. Kodak's delivery is confident, almost playful. Like That feels like a freestyle, but every line lands. He sounds focused and sharp, still rough around the edges, but deliberate. It's a reminder that behind the persona, Kodak knows exactly what he's doing. And this is also another fan favorite as well. I mean, one of the most viewed on his YouTube channels. This, definitely a great record right here. Real Nigga Files. This Kodak telling the story the only way he can, man. It's raw, diary style storytelling. He's documenting the real, not for validation, but for understanding. It's a standout because how he detailed and how authentic it is, man. You don't hear this type of perspective often. And when you do, it's Kodak. One of my favorites, man. And like, this got me through, man. Like, my early years, bro. Like, a lot of these records got me through a lot, man. But even still to this day, man, it's in my playlist, man. And it just takes me back to that time when I first heard this mixtape, man. And this was one of them ones. Me, Myself, and I, isolation and self-reflection bleed through every word. Kodak's talking to himself here. No distractions, no features, no flex. Just him and the beat. He admits his flaws and his fears, but never loses that sense of pride. It's a quiet storm of a track. Already, this one has a bounce to it, but Kodak keeps it grounded. He's saying, I've been this. I'm not new to this. The confidence is there, but it's earned. It's not about proving himself anymore. It's about reminding you that he's been ready. Now, Gospel, this is also showing his versatility, man. As we know, man, Kodak can, do all types of songs and records, man, especially in his early years, man. But Gospel feel like a Kodak prayer, man. It's testimony. The beat feels spiritual without being soft. It got that tempo on it, man. And, only Kodak can ride and, storytell like he can on this beat. It lifts his words. He reflects on pain, progress, and purpose. It's a reminder that despite everything, Kodak still believes in something bigger, man. A powerful end to a deeply personal tape. Especially on this review. At its core, Institution isn't just a mixtape. It's Kodak Black putting his life on record. It's a project about survival, resilience, and self-definition in a world that never was built for someone like him to win, man. This mixtape captures the moment right before fame fully took over, when Kodak still had one foot in the struggle and the other reaching for something more. The title Institution holds weight. It's not just about jail. It's about being shaped by the systems, the streets, poverty, correctional facilities, even the rap industry. Kodak's reality has always been institutionalized in some way, and this tape is still trying to break out of those invisible walls, using music as both escape and confession. There's a rawness that cuts deeper than just bars. Kodak verses come from a place of pain, but also pride. He's still a teenager during this release, but the way he raps, he sounds like someone who lived lifetimes, man. Like, Kodak just around this time, man, it just felt like, bro, he's been through everything at his age, and it was just special, man, to hear this mixtape and those records that he put out. But it was always real, and that's what makes the theme so powerful, man, that authenticity. Institution tells a bigger story of a young black man trying to rewrite his own narrative before the world does it for him. It's gritty, vulnerable, and reflective. And even when he's harmonizing over a trap beat, sliding on a soulful sample, there's always a feeling that he's rapping for freedom, mentally, emotionally, and literally. By the time Institution dropped, Kodak was already shaking the ground. His name was buzzing across Florida and slowly creeping into national conversations. Songwriting like No Flocking, Skirt played a role. One being a raw freestyle that resonated online, the other gaining traction after a co-sign from Drake. Obviously, man, that blew him up. But more than the virality, those tracks signed to signal the shift in sound, gritty, unfiltered, and emotional charge, man. Kodak wasn't built in a label boardroom. His rise came straight from Golden Acres, man. Like, his music carried that weight. Institution captured him right before the industry fully swallowed him up. It felt urgent, like someone rapping because they had to, not because they wanted to be famous. The culture impact of this mixtape come from how unapologetically authentic he was, bro. Like, it didn't even try to fit in. It stood out on its own, pulling listeners into his world with Southern street wisdom, pain, and ambition. It also helped push Florida back into conversation as a region, birthing a new kind of rap star, young, wild, and deeply introspective beneath the surface. Institution didn't just ride a wave, it created one. Institution wasn't about chart positions or perfect rollouts. It was about a young artist trying to make sense of his world before the world made sense of him. Kodak used this tape to speak his truth, man, unfiltered and unpolished, bro. And that's what made it hit harder, man, for real. It captured a moment, to me, a version of Kodak untouched by the industry, still grinding, still raw, still hungry. And for those who really listened, it was clear. This wasn't a phase, this was a statement. Kodak Black wasn't just coming, he was already here. This is ParallaxWorldMedia, where we just don't review the music, we remember the moment it came from. Drop your favorite tracks in the comment and hit that like button if you enjoyed this review. To me personally, this review would get about, I'll say a 7 out of 10, man. Me personally, man, I definitely enjoyed this mixtape, and like I said, it has 24 records on the mixtape, and I just think it was a bit too much, so I give it a 7 out of 10. But we got more heat on the way, man. Like I said, drop your favorite tracks in the comments and leave a like as well. This is ParallaxWorldMedia once again, and we out.